All right, just waiting to get rolling here. Zamboni done. This is Midnight Sports, game 2 of the doubleheader for the Stars. They've traveled all the way down to Colmar, PA. We're at Hatfield Ice. This is the green rink at Hatfield Ice, just about as cold in it as it is outside on a brutal Saturday afternoon in December. Would you expect any better anyway? I wouldn't. It's truly winter. And so we will just give you some royalty-free music until we see the teams emerge from the locker room, scheduled for a 4:30 puck drop. Stick around. This is Midnight Sports.
This broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports and is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person.
All right, welcome back. Officials coming on to the ice, and so we'll get you set here with a clearer view of the rink. This is the old end zone view up here at the Green Rink at Hatfield Ice. It's the auxiliary building. This is the newest rink up here. And so we'll start to get going here in just a second as soon as the team that just was on the ice clears out behind us. And so this will be Game 2 of the Stars Genesis doubleheader here from Hatfield Ice in Colmar, PA. 5 minutes on the board. Here come the teams. And we'll get you set. It was Genesis and Atlantic City that won 5-2 at the Atlantic City Showcase. And then this morning, they shut out the Stars 3-0 in what was a hard-fought game. Both teams with short benches through injury, suspension, and otherwise. And that is still the case here for the Stars. Some injuries. And so it will be another short bench for the road team. We'll see if Genesis was able to pick up any of their regulars during the lunch break. But it'll be the 5-minute warm-up clock winding down here at Hatfield. We'll be right back with you as soon as those 5 minutes are up. Enjoy some royalty-free music. In the meantime, this is Midnight Sports. Just 12 seconds left to go on the warm-up clock here in Colmar, PA. We are in the end zone view of the green rink. Apologies, we can't really push in on the zoom to the other end of the ice due to the netting in front of us. So, of course, maybe I'd be singing a different tune if a puck were coming up in my direction and I couldn't avoid it. So I won't complain too much about the netting here in person, but apologies that this end zone view does not give us a closer look to the far side of the ice, the Stars zone, that is. It's an EJ game, so the teams will not switch sides. The Stars will be attacking in the direction of the camera well. Genesis will be defending this same end right where the camera well is. You can see Genesis getting some last-minute strategy conversation in, looking to sweep the season series, is the Genesis Hockey Club with a win in Atlantic City and a win against the Stars earlier here at Hatfield Ice today. It's the Stars trying to prevent that sweep and get in the win column against the team from Pennsylvania. And so we've got two 25-minute halves coming up here from Colmar. A reminder, if it's tied at the end of 50 game minutes, it'll go to 4-on-4 overtime. And if it's tied after 5 minutes of that fun, it will be 3-on-3 overtime. And you can cue up the circus music for 3-on-3. There's so much ice out there. It's all tricks and games. But first, 50 minutes of regulation hockey coming up here from Hatfield Ice. Two 25-minute halves. This is the last regular season EJEPL game of the 2024-2025 campaign for the 16U AA New York Stars. And it gives us a moment to say happy holidays to all the Midnight Sports viewers out there. We can't thank you enough for tuning in like you have all of 2024. We say we could do it without you, but the truth is we wouldn't. So thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy this one from Colmar, PA. It'll be Bolognic to take the drop. He's got Polyakov to his right. Looks like Pizarro to his left. Clean win there by Bolognic. Back to Schaefer. Had himself quite a game in game one. It's now the Stars working into the offensive zone. Pizarro jams his man up, but here comes Genesis in the other direction. On the forehand, Genesis pushed wide there. They try to go around, but the captain, Joseph Ramos, able to rub his man off the puck. Polyakov cycles back with the puck behind his net, works it over toward Ramos, who will reverse. It's Ramos on the backhand. He's going to skate this up, chip it off the boards, avoids a big hit. Two players go sprawling everywhere, and it's Genesis to pick up at their own blue line. They're going to dump that one in. It should go for an icing. It does. At 24-24 to go here in the first half. It's an offensive zone draw, far side of the ice for the team from Coney Island. Stars in their road navy blue sweaters. Genesis in their home whites. Same uniforms as the teams wore this morning. As you'd expect, it's not like we switched venues. This will be Fauci, far side. Clean win back to O'Day, who fires that in. Wide of the cage, all the players sprint to it. Near half wall, right under the camera well is the puck, thrown out toward the slot. Genesis away with it, keeping the zone is Sam Coronati. Coronati dances around one man and then throws it back to the blue line, but it's split. The deputizing Fauci and O'Day, who was on the far side. Now it's Genesis shooting in. Speaker gets down in a hurry. Looked like that one went wide of the cage. Somewhat hard to tell from this angle, so our shot total might not match what ends up on the board, if in fact we do get shots on the board here today in the arena. Anyway, it's the Stars pouring forward. It's Bergman all the way into the offensive zone. Puck sits in the slot, and then it's Genesis coming away with it. They'll throw it up and out of the zone. They'll chip it forward. Should go for an icing this time. Second of the day on the Genesis Hockey Club with 23:32 left to go here in the first half. Well, it was maybe a grade B+ chance there for Genesis as they took a bouncing puck and tried to shoot in. But instead, that shot went wanting. It's a clean win there by the Stars, but again splits the defenders on the pass back. So back goes Schaefer to the neutral zone. He gains the line. He's going to rack this all the way around. Out of his cage is the Genesis netminder, and it's thrown all the way up to the point. Comes off a linesman's skate, and so O'Day will just throw that in to the near corner. There's a balcony here that prevents too much of a view right under the camera well, and so it's Genesis. You'll have to take my word for it. They worked it up and out, and now you can see the puck far end of the ice. Genesis has it there. They're looking toward the slot. Is Genesis nearly hooked, but it was Schaefer who was able to get his stick out of the way in time, and now the Stars bat that up and out of the defensive zone. Genesis resets in the neutral zone. All the way across that bouncing puck goes. Look out, it's Genesis on the forehand. They try to get a shot off. Instead, they send it to the trailer. In the high slot goes the puck. They'll chip it to some open ice. And onward we play toward 22 and a half left to go here in the first. It's the Stars on the breakout. It can't connect. Genesis throws it across. Getting across is Thomas Schaefer to cut out the threat. Then Genesis tries to push it farther. They do momentarily all the way across there. Where the Stars, they fire in. Speaker blockers that aside, drawn into action here in the early going. It's O'Day now on the puck. He's going to skate it around and reverse over toward Schaefer. Schaefer fires that up strong side. It's Briscoe there to try and shove the puck up and out of the zone. He does, very strong on the stick. He fires that down. Could have taken a deflection, but the officials say it didn't. And so with 22:01 left to go here in the first, it's an icing on the Stars. And a defensive zone draw coming up for the road team. Far side of the ice. This looks like it'll be Bolonic and Bizarro out there. Ramos behind the face-off circle. And puck's dropped, kicked forward, and it's Bolonic taking over on the breakout. He finds Bizarro. Bizarro all the way into the offensive zone. Shoots high of the cage. And the puck racks all the way around on the curved wall. Here comes Genesis. Ramos gets back. It's Genesis short side. Ramos gets a stick in the way, deflected up into the far corner. And now it's Fauci. Nice saucer pass up to Bizarro. It's a 2-on-3 for the Stars. Fauci joins the rush. Bizarro takes that toward the side of the cage, comes all the way around, looks to throw it in the slot, gets separated from his stick. Fauci in to try and dig it off the boards. It's Polyakov who comes away with it. Polyakov on up to Coronati. The left shot defenseman throws that in. It hits a body, and it is Polyakov taking a hit for his troubles. Ramos with the puck back, throws that in again. Bouncing, fluttering puck all the way into the near corner here as the players meet the puck at the same time, and Genesis is off to the races. It's Genesis down the left wing. Getting back is Ramos. He's able to poke check that away and skate away with the puck. Fires it across the defensive slot. And he finds a teammate who's going to come with speed all the way through. It's Coronati on the backhand. Drop pass can't connect. Coronati took a couple of hits as he brought that puck in, but he kept moving. Worked it to the far side. It's Kocher on the backhand. Tries to feather it farther. Gets it right back. Shoots that in. Deflection on up. Oh, boy. That was a quick whistle as the net came off its moorings, but an even quicker save by the Genesis netminder, who was able to get his glove up quickly. And just like that, we have a stoppage in play, and so it'll go down in the books as a nice save by the Genesis goaltender. Genesis tries to get that puck up and out. It's a shot in instead by Bergman. Good to see him back out there, but look out. It's Genesis on the rush, and they shoot it. Speaker with a save on the breakaway, and now it's Genesis trying to come back to the net front. Bodies fly everywhere at the end boards. It's O'Day working to get that puck up and out in the far corner. Well, the Stars able to live to fight another day there as it's Genesis trying to send the puck in the neutral zone all the way deep. They do. Schaefer will give chase. It's Schaefer on the puck near the end boards, bodies his man there. Genesis tries to work it up to the point, but Schaefer again takes a chunk of his man on that end board. But it's Genesis shooting in. That one goes high and wide. Might have been a shot, might not have been. It was around the cage. But it's Genesis keeping the zone initially, and then Kocher had gotten back, worked that puck up and out, giving chase once more is Bergman. He's got two men on him, and Genesis will come away with it at the end boards and skate that up and around. Genesis now with speed through the neutral zone, all the way into the offensive end, flying through, and Genesis looks to shoot in, but it was a blocked shot there by Schaefer, it looked like, and he sent it wide, and now Schaefer to pick up at the end boards. And work that up toward Adamek. Slapper comes in high and wide of the cage. That was a missile. And now Genesis looks to get the puck right toward the net front, bodying his man. Looks like far side of the ice, Alec O'Day. And O'Day tries to come away with it, spinning in that far corner. It's the Stars who will, in fact, skate this on up and out. Gitman was there, and that should be an offside. It is. on Genesis with 18:58 left to go here in the first half. It's been active in each direction, just 2 shots apiece, but certainly some decent chances by both. And so this will be Gitman, it looks like, at the dot. Gitman wins that back. It's flicked forward toward Adamick and Briscoe. Adamick got held up just a little bit by a stick across his chest. But onward we play. It's Genesis side of the cage, trying to send that around for the one-timer. It didn't connect. The Stars lucky on that as the pass was on for Genesis. It's now the Genesis Hockey Club skating that and passing point to point. Diagonal pass connects for Genesis. Maybe not the way they intended, but here they go. 2-on-1 into the zone, looking for that backhanded toss. It was Speaker who was getting post to post, but he didn't need to, because there was Alec O'Day to clear out the trouble, and then he leaves the puck for Coronati to dump on in. Genesis will have to come back behind their net to collect all the way at the end boards. Pushed off the puck by Dominic Bizarro. Bolognic to take over. He finds Bizarro in tight. He shoots, and he hits the face mask of the Genesis netminder. It was a good save that went off the lighting. And so with 18:06, the Genesis netminder just has a drink of water, looks no worse for the wear, and you love to see that. And so this will be a face-off, far circle offensive zone for the Stars. Bolognic tries to chop that toward the slot, firing into the near corner is Bizarro, but Genesis will skate it over. Now to the near corner as the puck was in the far corner. Pinching up was Schaefer to cut out the threat. Here come the Stars back in the other direction. Puck rolls on Bolognic there at the last second, and so he has to get it back near the end wall. It's Bolognic trying to leave the puck there for Polyakov. Genesis will come away with it, but only so far as Bolognic once more comes out in front. Look out, shot in, and it was blocked up into the glass. It never made it to the goal mouth, but the Stars still trying hard on the forecheck. It's Ramos who will intercept that neutral zone pass and dump right back in. Bouncing puck toward the end boards. Genesis works it up strong side. Genesis on the puck, far side of the ice. They'll chip it up to the blue line, and they look to get that puck out of the defensive zone. It was Bizarro on an aggressive forecheck there. This puck's going to come all the way around toward the side of the cage. Speaker's going to let it go. Icing was waved. Genesis, though, first to that puck. A little miscommunication between the netminder and a couple of defensemen. And here comes Genesis streaking through the slot. They try to set something up, but it's the Stars with some good stick work, but Genesis gets it right back. They shoot wide. Slamming back for it is Thomas Schaefer, and he works it over toward Ramos, who's just going to send that all the way around the boards. This one might turn into an icing. It does. And so with 16:44 left to go here in the first, it will be a face-off all the way down the ice in the Stars' end. Now we'll try and get the image on your screen as clear as possible, even though we're far away. It's Genesis now shooting in. Speaker makes a save, and it's Genesis working it up to that far point. Puck's going to trickle out. Look out. Here comes Bergman on the backhand, carries it all the way to the near corner, and now it's Kotcher trying to set something up. Genesis comes right back in the other direction, and they pull that puck up to the red line, but no farther. This one's going to be flicked in. Bouncing puck finds Bergman. Bergman tries to get a shot off in the slot. He takes a shoulder-to-shoulder knock there, and now that puck thrown across the blue paint. Genesis very happy with the hit. Onward we play. It's Genesis with speed all the way into the offensive end. Look out in the slot all alone. They shoot. They score off the post and in. Ah, boy, Genesis in a 2-on-1. The saucered backhand pass connected. And so with 16:01 in left to go in the first, it's Genesis 1, the Stars nothing. The Genesis Hockey Club has drawn first blood. Well, it was a track meet out there, and Genesis able to pot first. Both teams with a couple of chances, loose pucks in the offensive zone, turning into odd man rushes, but this time it was Genesis who found the back of the net. And so this will be Genesis trying to work that puck through the neutral zone. They skated all the way back to their own end to get that puck back into the neutral zone and farther. Schaefer comes over to jam up the zone break-in. Adamick, strong on the stick, can dump on in. No icing coming here as Genesis is just going to cover the puck up. And we'll get an offensive zone draw here for the Stars with 15:37 left to go in the first. It'll be a near side drop. Well, folks, don't forget, join us tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. We hope to carry the game for you from Abe Stark. It's the Stars and the Nassau County Lions in a state qualifier showdown. That's 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning. It'll be the last one before the Stars holiday break. Stars look to move this puck up and out of the zone, but it's Genesis spinning that all the way across, nearly setting up a one-timer, which is from circle to circle, I should say, exactly how they scored that first power play goal in Game 1 earlier today. Genesis can't keep the zone there, though, and so they'll track all the way back to their blue line. They go point to point and then feather across, trying to work this puck up through the neutral zone. It's Genesis dumping in, and giving chase now is Schaefer. Schaefer works that puck over toward Adamick, but it comes off the glass out in front, and so the Stars will try the other side of the ice. It's Genesis dumping in once more, and the Stars trying to work this up strong side. They will through Trevor Adamick. Adamick on the puck all the way into the offensive zone. Adamick still there, comes around, tight angle shot, and he sends it through the blue paint. It's Bizarro chipping that up to Bolonic. Bolonic circles with the puck, jousting in front for the Stars. They've got two forwards on each post, and now it's the Stars trying to get another shot on goal as that puck gets dumped in deeper for Bolonic. All the way in front, shot and save. Follow-up is blocked. Boy, it was a point-blank save there by the Genesis goaltender, and a good one at that. It's now Genesis working that puck up to the blue line, and they look to get in business here, but the Stars through Bolonic can just dump in once more. And so Genesis back to pick it up at the end boards. Now just below the camera well is the Genesis Hockey Club. Pinching in was Coronati to keep the zone. It's fired off the glass. Coming over to cover was Polyakov, but that puck is going to be racked up and out of the zone. And so this will be Bizarro streaking in the slot. He shoots high of the cage, getting the rebound, fluttered across was Bolonic. And so now Bizarro on up to O'Day. O'Day steps into the offensive zone, shoots in, and that one covered. A very quick whistle by the officials there as that puck was still loose. But it was the official in the near corner who made the call, and he couldn't see the puck from this near side of the ice as it bounced to the far side. So we get a stoppage in play with 13:34 left to go in this first half. Well, it's Bolonic at the dot, looking to fire this one in. He curls with it on the forehand, tries to send it up to the point, but it's Genesis intercepting and coming forward with it. They gain the line and dump in. Ramos gets body position on his man, skates it all the way toward the end boards where Schaefer picks it up, guides it along the curved wall. Polyakov to try and escape with it. Shovels it past the blue line for Bolonic, who sends it forward into the offensive zone. Genesis away with it. It's Genesis in the neutral zone. They connect. It's another 2-on-1 developing here as they try to go around. Speaker comes across. Puck sits in the blue paint. He had made the initial save. Puck still loose. Well, he can send a thank you card to his captain, Joseph Ramos there, who cleared the blue paint. Speaker got across to make the save, but then the puck got cut under the equipment, and it was Ramos who had done very well to be alert to that loose puck in the blue paint and clear it. Coming back in the other direction is Bolonic. He curls toward the slot. Genesis able to send that puck up and out once more. Halfway through the first half we are, so a quarter of the game gone at Colmar, PA. Hatfield ice. It's Kocher on the puck, on the forehand. Looks to work that puck up toward the point. It's O'Day. Soft pass down toward Polyakov, who lets it float. Down toward Fauci now comes the puck. Genesis at the end boards. Can't come away with it as Fauci able to dig it out of the skates of his man and reverse over. But the Stars had made a change while the puck was in the offensive zone there, as teams are wont to do. It's Genesis coming right back in the other direction. Far circle. They shoot in. That's a shot block by O'Day. And then that puck threaded all the way over to the far side. And we'll get a call here. We'll see who's going to the box on this. Or if it were a hand pass. Let's see, just some conversation over at the glass. But it looks like the Stars penalty box is going to be open. And so Schaefer to the box. No gesture from the official, just a conversation at the scorer's booth. So can't really tell you what the penalty call was, other than that 2 minutes are going to be put up on the board And it looks like it will be Schaefer in the box. Now, penalty killer for the Stars to the box. We'll see how Genesis can do here. They were 2 for 4, as memory serves, on the power play in game 1. And we're just waiting for the official score to go ahead and put the time up on the board. Always a thankless job to operate the scoreboards at these rinks. Everyone seems a little bit different, every board that is. And so just a moment's delay here as we look to get the 2 minutes up on the clock. There it is, right up there on the board. 11:53 left to go here as the Stars win that faceoff forward, and they'll streak forward with the puck and dump on in. Does Bizarro as a penalty killer out there. It is Genesis coming away with it in the near corner. They'll reverse to try and buy some time and space to get this puck up and out. It's a bouncing puck that's going to find its way all the way into the neutral zone. The Genesis drop pass does connect there, but they'll have to circle back because Bizarro was heavy on the forecheck. Genesis pushed wide. Coronati gets back. It's a tight angle for Genesis, so they're happy to work it up to the near point and circle at the top of the near circle. Genesis looks to set something up in the slot. Instead, they'll work it down to the near corner, and there's still 1:17 left to go on the man advantage. As Genesis all alone there at the top of the slot. They work it down to that far circle all the way across. One-timer doesn't connect. Speaker had gotten post to post. Now Genesis looks to set something up from behind the cage. They work it over to the near circle. It's Genesis all the way across to the far circle. They can't set up the one-timer. Speaker makes the save there, and it's shoveled to the end boards. Genesis still with the puck. It's a puck that's thrown all the way across once again. Getting over was Speaker, and then Speaker makes the save on the deflection. Gives his man a little what for in front of the net as well. It's the Stars who are going to ice this puck, but they don't seem to mind on the kill. Still 41 seconds left to go. 10:35 left to go in the first half. It's the Stars standing tall so far on this power play for Genesis. At that far end of the ice, it's going to be a far circle drop. And looks like it may be Bolognic at the dot to take. Genesis backed out of the circle at first. They win it up to the blue line, and now they work the puck just a bit deeper. Rolling puck toward the circle, kicked wide by Ramos. Still behind the cage is Genesis. They're on the puck back there on the backhand. They move it to the forehand, over to the far half wall. Top of the slot, Genesis shoots in. Speaker gets across, throws the big chest on it. It rolls to the end boards, and now it's Genesis trying to work that puck up, but it's the Stars able to get it out. 13 seconds left to go in the man advantage here. Genesis is just going to cover the puck, as it was Fauci coming in with speed to buy his team an offensive zone draw on the far circle with 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Genesis. 10:04 left to go here in the first half. This will be Bolognic with Fauci in the slot. Ramos and Kocher out there as the defenders. One forward there by Bolognic, and Genesis tries to come away with it. Fixing the net there during play was the Genesis netminder, as his team had captured possession of the puck. He didn't want to give up another face-off there. It's a savvy move, and so it'll be Ramos trying to turn with that puck. 5-on-5 hockey now, as the Stars have killed the penalty off. Bolognic back to pick up that puck. Soft pass over toward Bergman. Bergman on the backhand, throws that up to the blue line. That one came out, and so we get an offside with 9:35 left to go. Should be a face-off just outside the Stars zone, far side of the ice. Well, it's the Stars looking to get back into this one. Down only a goal through the first 15 minutes of this game. And certainly the first game was very tight as well. And so might just take one to open the floodgates for the Stars as they reverse in the defensive zone. On up to Coronati. Bouncing puck kicked farther by Genesis, but the Stars able to get it out. Now Fauci on the puck. Gains center ice all the way into the offensive zone. Throws that looking for a shot, pass, score opportunity. And instead, Genesis comes away with it. And so it's Kocher on the forecheck. Now Fauci as Genesis works it to the far side of the ice. Bergman pushes his man against the boards there. but Genesis will skate this on up and out. Genesis into the offensive zone. Coronati all over his man there. Shot goes wanting just wide of the cage as Coronati was draped all over the Genesis man. Ensuing shot goes well wide because it hit a skate. Coming away with it is Kotcher, who gains the line, dumps in, and gives chase. Bouncing puck at the end boards, reversed over on the near side of the ice. It's going to be Coronati pulling it off the boards, dancing with it, trying to send it down toward Bergman. Firing instead is Gitman. Gitman on the puck in front, nearly jammed home, but again, the post comes off. Not even clear there's a peg in that post at this point. Every single time there's a play around the goal, the net comes off its moorings down there. So call it what you want, home ice advantage or unfortunate. Some goalies will tell you they don't want the net to move very much at all as it gets them out of their flow. Other goalies don't mind the stoppage. In any event, we've got a very movable net down there, and so the Stars with their work cut out for them here. It's Gitman working that all the way up to Ramos. Ramos can step into this one. He does, shoots it all the way across. It's spilled just wide after the save, and Genesis with some good defensive work, able to work that up and out. It's Genesis all the way back into the offensive zone. Speaker gets a glove on it, redirects it into the glass, and now it's Genesis trying to work that puck back up to the point. The Stars able to work it past the blue line, though, and so Genesis resets in their own end. It's Genesis on the puck, near side defensive zone. Genesis still on the puck now. Will reverse around Briscoe, who's able to hit his man, and it will be Genesis spinning that up and out. Genesis with some good body control there, able to take that puck at the red line, turn and dump in as we tick towards 7.5 left to go. Headman pass just misses for the Stars. Genesis takes over once more at their own blue line. It's Genesis on the puck, moving it forward. It's the Genesis Hockey Club all the way into the offensive zone. They try to shoot in. Schaefer able to stop that puck and send it up and out. Genesis still on the puck now. They go point to point at their own blue line. They'll turn with it just in front of their bench. Genesis Hockey Club tries to connect on a diagonal pass, but look out, it's a mini break. They shoot in, and they score. Well, that puck bounced on into the offensive end. It turned into a breakaway, and the slapper able to find purchase. And it's Genesis 2, Stars nothing. Here with 6:58 left to go in the first half. And so this is going to be a face-off at the logo as we're under 7 left to play here in the first. It is Genesis that was able to double their lead. Reaching up and grabbing that out of the air were the Stars to send it up and out of the defensive zone. Genesis will dump right back in, and so Coronati back to retrieve. It's Coronati on the puck, trying to send it up and out of the zone, but instead it goes up into the netting, and so we get a stoppage in play here. And a face-off in the defensive zone. It should be as Genesis makes a change. Now this looks like, well, we have the penalty door open for the Stars, but it is not actually a penalty, just the official looking to change up some equipment. And so 6:36 left to go in this first half. Shots 10-5 up in the booth, at least, for Genesis. Genesis now in the slot on the backhand. They fire that across. It goes well wide of the cage. And so now it's the Stars looking to emerge with it. Able to send that up and past the blue line. Bizarro taps it on over. And now it's a puck that ends up in the Genesis bench off the stick of Alec O'Day on a deflection. So 6:20 left to go here in the first half. Face-off at center ice. The Stars looking to find a way back. This game has gone almost to a T, exactly how the game this morning went, with a Genesis 2-0 lead that ended in a 3-0 win. And so Genesis will look to add more, whereas the Stars need to strike back, and you'd like them to do it soon. If you're a Stars fan, there's plenty of hockey left to play. That's not the issue, but sometimes momentum breeds momentum. And so you'd like to see the Stars, for their sake and their fans' sake, try to find their way onto the scoreboard in this one. It's the New York Stars trying to work this up and out of the defensive end. Balonik soft pass on over toward O'Day. And now it's a breakout from Polyakov toward the middle. Polyakov gets it back, bottom of the near defensive circle, and it's cycled back over to him from Alec O'Day. Now Polyakov can skate it forward, up to and past the blue line. Puck just sits there. It's shoveled forward by the Stars out of the zone. Genesis had cleared the zone, and now they'll dump in once more. Give the Stars credit. Short benched. They're skating hard out there as they try to cut this lead in half. It's Polyakov picking up that puck at the logo. It's going to be fired in. It was a one-time chance, but it goes wide of the cage. It was out from the blue line, and so unlikely to go in. It worked well as a dump-in, though, for Bolognic. And now coming all the way across is Schaefer, nearly puts his man into the Stars bench. Instead, this will be Genesis picking it up at the end boards, and Ramos able to body a man there. Coming away with it is Schaefer. It sits in the slot. Look out, Genesis has it back there in the slot. They try to set something up on the wrister. Too many Stars sticks in the way. This puck's just going to be dumped down. It rolls on the Stars, but icing. Well, icing called there. A very interesting icing call as Genesis took a long route to that puck. But if you're a Genesis fan, call it a veteran play. If you're a Stars fan, you feel a little bit aggrieved on the icing call, especially when so many were not called this morning. It would have helped the Stars. In any event, it's just an icing, nothing to get too worked up about as the Stars look to get this puck up and out of the zone. They're able to work it just past the blue line, and giving chase is Kotcher. Kotcher on the puck into the offensive end. That's blockered aside. Stars try to fire it forward from there, but it comes out of the zone, does the puck. This will be Genesis picking up and going point to point in their own end. 4:20 left to go here in the first half. Bouncing puck picked up by Genesis, thrown all the way down. This one, icing wave there. All right, well, if you're a Stars fan, you can feel truly aggrieved now. Nearly the same play as that puck had evaded a Stars stick and crossed the end line, but icing on that one, wave. In any event, enough with the icing complaining here from the booth. I promise this one's going to come all the way in. Icing washed there as there are a couple of players close by, and it went through a couple of players' legs on the proper side of the red line. It's the Stars working that puck up and out. It was Bergman who was able to stick lift his man to let that puck roll farther, but Genesis looks to set something right back up. Bergman tracks back for it. Genesis picks up. They curl toward the slot. Drop pass connects for Genesis. They work it deeper into the zone. Straight threes across the scoreboard right now in terms of time. It's Genesis on the puck. Far corner. Comes up toward the advertising boards, but not out of the zone just yet. It's Genesis still on the puck. Look out in the slot. They shoot. They score. Well, it's Genesis with a one-timer in the mid-slot, and they were able to shoot and score with 13:19 left to go here in the first. And a couple of odd man rushes and a one-timer in the mid-slot sees Genesis up 3-0 in this first half. Well, puck drop, one forward by the Stars without possession. Briscoe on the forecheck. It's going to be sent point to point and then out of the defensive zone. Genesis still on the puck. They work it all the way deep in the zone. It's Coronati bouncing puck, and Genesis able to keep the zone, but Pizarro had tracked back for it. And it's a soft pass that nearly left the zone. Coronati, though, will have to track back once again behind his net. Genesis comes away with it. Genesis on the puck, far corner. They want more here with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the first half. It's the Stars still on the puck. They'll carry it forward. Coronati will take it deep. Coronati on the puck, fires it all the way across. Genesis there, though, at the net front, and they redirect it up and out of the zone. Shot comes in from deep after Genesis had gained the zone and looks to make a line change, so the Stars come away with it. Off the boards, Pizarro banks it for Coronati, who's going to dump that in. All the way across it goes for Gitman, who racks the puck just a bit deeper. It's the Stars on the puck near the end boards as Genesis gets it back right in front of their bench. Genesis with speed, 2:10 left to go here in the first. Genesis in tight, coming across was O'Day. Puck gets spilled wide of the cage. It was a couple of skates and sticks in the way for the road team, and they were able to come away with the puck. It's O'Day skating that puck all the way deep And O'Day still on the puck. He's gone around 3 Genesis men, and he'll turn now and try to fire it toward the slot as the Stars were making a change. Puck sits right under the camera, well thrown in front, looking for Bizarro where the Stars. It's Bizarro, gets it back on the backhand, but that puck gets racked up and out of the zone by Genesis. Just 97 seconds left to go in this first half as Ramos banks it off the boards. He finds Bizarro there. Puck sent all the way across the neutral zone where Genesis looks to pick it up, but Bolonic is in the way, and he can stalk into the offensive end. It's Bolonic on the puck, sends it all the way across, looking for Polyakov there instead. Genesis away with it. They look to bank that puck around Ramos, who pushes his man off the puck. Schaefer takes a hit there, and it's the Stars coming away with it. That puck worked on up into the slot. It was a heavy hit in the top of the slot that Fauci took. He bounces right back up. And Genesis with the puck at their own blue line. They'll work it deeper in the defensive zone. The quick up connects in the neutral zone for Genesis. They try to curl with it. Spinning puck still on a Genesis stick. Some hitting going on toward the side of the cage. It comes. Speaker gets down. No call on the Stars there as a Genesis man was upended right in front of the blue paint. Stars work that puck up and out. And now Genesis with the puck in front of their own cage. It's Fauci on the forecheck as Genesis looks to come away with it, but the Stars have it instead. It's Polyakov looking to get this puck all the way across in the offensive zone. Genesis sends it back to the far side of the ice. Bolonic on the puck tries to get that puck before Genesis can ice it, but ice it they do with 15.3 left to go in this first half. It will be an offensive zone draw here for the Stars. Down 3 goals and hoping to get some momentum going. This is Adamick, Briscoe, Gitman as the forwards, O'Day and Coronati as the defenders. Puck drop on the far side of the ice as Coronati has it redirected in front and scored. Well, it looked like it was Adamick on the Coronati slapper. And it was Adamick who was able to redirect it right at the net front, up and over the shoulder of the Genesis netminder. And just like that, it's a 3-1 hockey game. Turns out that icing was important, as now Genesis wins the ensuing faceoff for just 7 seconds left to go here in the first half. Genesis wants another shot on goal. They shoot in all the way across. Speaker in front. There goes the buzzer. Call it a save. And a 3-1 hockey game as we go to the break. We'll get the ice cut going, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half here from Hatfield Ice. This is Midnight Sports. just about back here at Hatfield Ice in Colmar, PA. And the team's about to emerge from their locker room. Stars scored with under 15 seconds left to go in that first half. And so they're looking to carry that momentum from that late goal. Take this from a 3-0 to a 3-1 hockey game and carry it forward into this second half of their last half of EJEPL play this season. Well, a reminder, we're back on air tomorrow morning from the old home barn. Abe Stark down in Coney Island. Join us 9:30 a.m. It's a state Q game against the Nassau County Lions. And we hope if you can't make it on down to the rink to root us on, that you will be able to join us right here on Midnight Sports. All right, here they go. Back onto the ice. Everybody getting ready out there. And this will be another 25-minute half. The Stars again attacking toward the camera well here and defending away from it. And again, apologies that we can't zoom in to the far side, given the end zone view and the net in our way. And so you'll just have to take my word for it as we talk through it. Now the Christmas songs being played aplenty during the ice cut, but the players now back out on the ice, or at least Genesis is. The Stars will emerge momentarily. Here they come all the way across the ice. They'll get their net set up. And we should be ready to roll here in just a moment. As soon as we have some officials, they're getting buzzed out of the locker room. Perhaps better than getting buzzed in the locker room. That's for beer league later on, not for youth hockey officials right now. All right, well, the Nets are on the ice, not the officials. Now, time enough to say one more time, happy holidays to you, and we can't thank you enough for joining us all throughout the 2024 calendar year right here on Midnight Sports. We'll be back with a vengeance in January when the Stars season picks up once more. On January 4th, they'll have their first game of 2025. And so, subject to carrier restrictions, we hope you'll join us then. Here are some officials for us to kick off the second half out here on the green rink at Hatfield Ice. Now, players just getting stretched out. Creases being cut up by the netminders without a net in front of them just yet, but here come the nets, and so we should have everything ready to roll here in just a moment, and you won't have to listen to me try and fill time anymore. All right, a peg, I can assure you, has gone into the right post as you stand in front of it on this near side net, and so certainly nothing to complain about when that net moves off its moorings, because the officials have done everything they can to keep it in place. It's a 3-1 hockey game. It was Genesis that jumped out to a 3-0 lead, first on a breakaway, then an odd man rush, and then a one-timer from the mid-slot, but the Stars showing they're not going anywhere just yet, and candidly, we looked at ways. Traffic is abysmal heading back to Brooklyn, and so the Stars would like to take as long as they can down here in Colmar, PA, to let traffic clear out and hopefully for the Stars and the score sheet get a W. All right, this is Fauci winning that over, turning his Cornati back to his own zone as that puck goes to the far corner. Cornati there shovels it over toward Bergman. Bergman chips that forward. Fauci touches it forward, but Genesis able to keep that puck in the the zone. This has been a theme in the first half for Genesis. Extended zone time has led to some chances. Genesis now turns that puck the other way. Ironically, of course, Genesis scored their goals on odd man rushes in the other directions. Genesis now into the offensive zone. Look out, they shoot in wide of the cage. It'll be Kotcher to try and pick up on that far side of the ice. Batted out of the zone by Fauci. And back to collect is Genesis at their own blue line. Through the neutral zone comes the Genesis Hockey Club all the way in the offensive end, but it was O'Day getting stick on puck. Now Bizarro stops, turns, and throws it over toward Ramos. Ramos carries that puck toward the offensive zone, but Genesis will come away with it after it slid off his stick. It was Momentum that carried the puck off his stick. Ramos has stayed deep, though. Look out. He shoots tight angle shot. It was Bizarro trying to pick it up in the slot. It hits a couple of skates, and it will be Bizarro emerging with it. He takes a big hit there against the boards, fixes the old lid, and it will be Schaefer able to dump that puck in, and giving chase is Genesis. It's Bizarro on the forecheck. He's got Polyakov out there with him, and thrown into the netting is that puck clearance. And so it'll be an offensive zone draw here for the Stars, near side of the ice. 23:34 left to go in this second half. Stars trying to work their way back into it. It was Ramos who had a tight angle shot, lasered it on net, but it was kicked out by Genesis. And so it's Gitman working that from to Briscoe, and then dumped in once again by Adamick. Adamick had that goal late on in the first half on a deflection from a Sam Coronati slapper from the far point. Now Ramos going all the way across. He'll leave it for Schaefer. Schaefer in his defensive zone. Adamick gets upended. Genesis tracks in tight, and they shoot, and it hits the crossbar there as Speaker had come way out to cut down on the angle, and it was the iron preventing this from turning back into a 3-goal hockey game. And so this will now be Gitman dumping on in as that puck spins all the way around, where Genesis collects behind their own net. Genesis on the puck. They'll carry it up through the defensive slot into the neutral zone, and they're off to the races. Genesis curling toward the slot there. They try to fire it farther. Speaker kicks that shot out, and so it's Genesis picking up in that far corner. Stars try to work it farther. They do, up and out of the zone. Genesis, saucer pass on over. Long shot in, doesn't connect, and then Genesis goes offside as there's a little discussion between the Genesis players on exactly what was happening on that dump in. And so with 22-29, well, looks like they put a second back up on the board, 22-30. And of course, all time helping the Stars right now, who want to get back in. Look out, it's a breakaway for Fauci. Fauci into the offensive end. He shoots. That goes up into the glove. It's still loose in front. Loose on the side of the cage. Fauci tried to tuck it home. Too many Genesis players in the way. And so onward we play as the puck sits in front of and underneath the camera well. And now Genesis gets that puck up and out of the zone. It's going to come to the side of the cage as Speaker bats that over. There was no arm raise for icing anyway. And so we were going to play on. It was Speaker trying to clear that puck over to a defenseman. Fauci picks up that puck, looks to reverse. He does to himself at the end boards. It's a nifty play there by Matthew Fauci. And now the Stars feather that up and out. They nearly had Bolonic in a full sprint. Instead, they'll take Coronati coming into the offensive end. He's going to go to the box, though, as soon as that gets touched up, as he got a stick under a skate, breaking into the offensive end. And so it looks like Sam Coronati will go to the box here with 21:40 left to go in this second half. It will be the Stars trying to fight off a penalty call against. And a near circle drop all the way at the other end of the ice. Well, it was unfortunate there for the Stars. Coronati was just trying to play the puck. And as often can happen with the puck around the skates of an opposing player, stick gets under a skate, player tumbles, and the arm goes up. It's the Stars able to get that up and out. It was a good play by Ramos to send that all the way into the offensive zone, but not take an icing doing so. And now it's Genesis back on the puck behind their net. They look to set something up. It's Briscoe on the forecheck. Genesis breaks up down the right wing all the way into the offensive end. They'll carry it deep there. Ramos gets his stick on the ice to prevent any pass toward the slot, and the Genesis pass goes wanting all the way up and out of the zone. Genesis on the puck now behind their own net once more. They look to set it up once again. Deja vu out there as Genesis will skate this up a left wing and now back to the right wing. They like to set things up on that side on the breakout. This time they reverse over to the left side, but getting in the way was Schaefer to prevent any shot from coming, and so it's Genesis sending the puck up and out of the zone. They'll get power play unit number 2 out there, as the bench not happy with how power play unit number 1 had functioned. But in candor, a minute of power play time is about right for each line anyway. And so it's the Stars moving that puck up and out of the zone. Genesis has it at their own blue line. They work it up to the neutral zone, but it's cut out by Fauci and pitched forward. And so this will be Genesis tracking all the way back to pick up the puck in their own end. It's Kocher separating his man from the puck, thrown in front, and it was Fauci shooting just wide. And stop me if you've heard this before, the Genesis net off its moorings, and we get a stoppage in play with 20:12 left to go in this second half. Still 32 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Genesis. And so it's Kocher, Fauci, Schaefer, and O'Day as the penalty killers out there just under the camera well. Fauci able to bat that forward for Kocher to throw a pass to himself off the boards. Throws it all the way to the top of the slot. Fired in by Schaefer. Kicked aside by Genesis. Turns out it was a good opportunity there for the Stars on the penalty kill. 18 seconds left to go on that man advantage for Genesis. They'll get one more rush out of this. All the way across. That puck goes. Coming over. Try and cut out the threat is O'Day. Puck batted in the air. Bouncing puck toward the slot. Chipped up by the Stars. It was Schaefer who finds Kocher, and the long shot comes in. That one's just going to be kicked aside by the Genesis netminder. And now it's Genesis coming back in the other direction. Genesis on the puck. They try to feather it forward. A lot of Stars sticks in the way. They're pushed right back out of the offensive zone. It's 5-on-5 hockey out there right now, as it's Bergman able to dispossess his man. Schaefer to clean up the loose change. On up toward Fauci. Fauci across. He was looking there for Bolognick, who sends that puck into the offensive end. It's Genesis now on the puck in front of their own bench, looking for that home run pass, but Schaefer was wise too. It comes all the way across, gets that puck up and out of the zone, and now the Stars send it toward the scorer's booth. Tracking back is Bergman. Full circle with that puck. Bergman at the blue line sends it up off the boards. Genesis will have to track in to its own zone to pick up that puck. Genesis all the way across. They push that puck up. Can't get past Sam Coronati, who is able to rack it to Bolognick. Bolognick has the puck roll off his stick. Bergman to pick up. He'll chip it forward. He was told to get it deep from the bench. He did exactly that. Genesis netminder settles that puck down, and it's the Stars through Bizarro on the forecheck. Puck all the way to the far corner. Genesis tries to send that up and out. They do. Bolognick nearly pulled it out of the air. Now O'Day gets back in a hurry to pull the puck off his man and work it up to Polyakov. Polyakov works it out on the zone breakout up to Bizarro. Bizarro stalks in on the wrister. Drop pass nearly connects with Coronati. Coronati had to man his defensive position, so Genesis didn't have an odd man rush in the other direction. It's 2-on-2 here for Genesis. Their drop pass does connect, and Genesis with the puck behind the net. They try to come back short side. Instead, they'll curl with it at the circle. Speaker gets down, makes the save, and somehow it leaked in. Oh, boy, that puck was under the pads. I don't understand exactly how the official called that a goal. Speaker asking the same question as that puck ended up beneath his pads. So unless it hit the back cage and came back out, but there doesn't seem to be too much protest from the Stars bench, and so it must have gone in and come on back out. Boy, it was a quick whistle earlier in the game for Genesis when the puck was loose. Not so quick for the Stars. And so, if you're a Stars fan, easy to feel aggrieved at getting a little hometown cooking going on for Genesis right now. In any event, it's Genesis firing in once more. That shot goes wide of the cage. And now Genesis on the puck. It's Speaker blockering that one aside. It will be Genesis looking to pick it up. And so they do in the neutral zone. Genesis still on the puck. They'll skate into the offensive end. In the slot, they shoot in. Speaker able to make the save, and then he jumps right on top of it. And so we get a stoppage in play. Get that clock going. Looks like it got stuck there for you. And so just hang on a minute. We'll get the clock right. 17:28 left to go in this second half. Stars again find themselves down 3. And this looks to be Fauci at the far dot. One up, slapper in, goes high of the cage. Speaker able to slap that toward the front of the cage. Now the rebound comes out in front, and it's shot and scored. Well, off the end boards to the front of the goal and jammed in by Genesis. And this one's risking turning into a rout out there with 17:23 left to go in the second half. All right, puck drop. Genesis wins it. And they'll carry it through the neutral zone, but it's Kocher turning it the other way to try and cut out the threat. Genesis tracks all the way back in their own end. And then they'll work that puck to the near side of the ice, will the home team. Genesis on the puck, shovel it farther, but can't get past Kocher. And now a bouncing puck comes up toward Bergman, who sends it through the slot. Genesis, though, sends it right back in the other direction. Still a lot of hockey left to play here. And so the Stars could easily get right back in this one, as Genesis has the puck near side of the offensive zone, winging it out toward the slot and then fired up into the netting. So we get a stoppage in play with 16:46 left to go in this second half. Well, it's going to be a near circle drop for the Stars in the defensive zone. Carried forward there by Bizarro, slapped out of the zone, and now Genesis sends it across their defensive zone to try to set something up. Cycled back off the back of the cage. On the forecheck are Polyakov and Bizarro. Puck racked to the far side. Not out of the zone just yet. It's a keep there. Sent across. Look out. Storming into the slot is Bolognic. He shoots high of the cage as he was able to creep on down to that mid slot. It's Bolognic keeping the zone. Oh, boy, the Stars do not like that call, as it was whistled to be out of the zone, and candidly don't want to opine too much on the officiating, but that was just a missed call there as that puck was kept in the zone. 16:17 left to go here in the second half. Stars and Genesis wingers backed out of the drop, but it's the Stars trying to go point to point there. Polyakov to pick it up at the logo. On over for Coronati, who gains the line, dumps on in, and the Genesis netminder able to slow that one down as it comes toward the end boards. It's now Bizarro racking that puck just a bit deeper and bodies his man there. Looks to come away with it, but Genesis able to do the deed and get that up to the point. Genesis all the way through the neutral zone. O'Day to pick up, and he's on the puck. He'll twist and turn his way out of trouble in the defensive end. And it's Alec O'Day skating hard through the neutral zone into the offensive end. And that puck is left there. And it's Bolognic trying to work it up toward Polyakov. But here comes Genesis. It's Genesis in a 3-on-1 into the offensive end. They shoot it and they score. Speaker gets upended as he gets run into. But it's a goal for Genesis. And so the 3-on-1 converts with 15:30 left to go as Speaker checks the equipment. And so the ensuing face-off in a 6-1 hockey game, they'll see the Stars try to work that deep into the zone. It's Briscoe on the forecheck, still 15:22 left to go in this game. It's Genesis coming forward in the low slot once more. Genesis toward the side of the cage. They'll work that puck to the far side of the ice. Goal announcement being given as Genesis works deeper into the offensive end. It's Speaker who would come out of the crease to cut down on the angle, but here come the Stars in the other direction. Puck flipped up, kicked aside by the Genesis netminder, and this will be Genesis looking to break out far side of the ice, but Fauci that's Gitman with the puck on his stick. Works it up to the blue line, and now Schaefer right back down to Gitman. Gitman near corner, tries to send it up to the point. He gets bodied there, and now it's O'Day getting back in a hurry and working that over into the neutral zone. Fired forward by Adamic. It takes a deflection that Genesis will pick up and skate forward all the way through the defensive zone. Over in front of their bench comes the puck. As Genesis carries it forward, two players go flying on the far side of the ice, but it's the Stars coming away with it in the defensive end. Point to point go the Stars as O'Day works it up off the boards for Kotcher. Kotcher will streak forward now. He's got a man behind him. He takes a hit and a stick lift at the same time, and Bergman looks to come away with it. As he goes sprawling on the ice, puck bounces all the way up and out of the zone. It's now Coronati back to settle the puck right in front of his own net. Well, this was a 3-1 hockey game just 11 minutes ago, and it's Genesis that has turned the game on its head right now into a 5-goal hockey game. And so Genesis looks for more as they set up the breakout out of their own zone. It was Bergman trying to lay the big hit. He gets a Bronx cheer there from the Genesis bench, but O'Day picks off a pass. Stalks into the offensive zone on the forehand. O'Day will curl with it. Gets pushed there. Changing spots with Bergman as O'Day right under the camera works it up to Bergman, who feathers it up to the point. Coronati tries to pull it off the wall. It's going to come into the offensive zone. No offside called there as the puck was clearly in the Stars offensive zone with Stars in the offensive zone. And instead, Genesis comes back in the other direction. This time, Speaker makes the save. And so we get a stoppage in play. But truly, some interesting non-calls going on here at Hatfield Ice. And so, 13:01 left to go here in the second half. It'll be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Far side of the ice. It's Genesis throwing it on net. And Speaker able to just chip that out of trouble to the corner. Polyakov on over. And picking that puck up is Bolognic with speed through the neutral zone. Bolognic into the offensive end. Bolognic on the backhand. He'll go backhand, forehand, work it up to Ramos at the point, who returns the pass. Bolognic on it, tries to send that toward Polyakov in the slot. Too many Genesis players in the way. And it's a 2-on-1. Now a 3-on-1 in the other direction. All the way across goes Genesis. The pass goes wanting as the Stars able to defend that 3-on-1. Genesis still with the puck in the offensive end. Speaker kicks that one out. It'll be Genesis trying to set something up once more in the other direction, but it's Ramos settling the puck down behind his cage. Works it up to the near point. Not out just yet as Genesis will dump in once more. Genesis on the puck. They try to send it across. It hits a skate. And now the Stars, desperate to get this up and out of the zone. They do on a deflection, so no icing coming. And now Genesis will just cover up with 12:02 left to go here in the second half. Well, we'll see who comes over the boards here for the Stars. Looks like Briscoe, Adamick, the goal scorer, and Gitman. It will be O'Day and Coronati as the defenders. Puck drop near circle, chopped up to that far point. First to it there was O'Day. It goes into the Genesis bench on a deflection, and so we'll do it all over again. Far circle in the defensive zone of Genesis. 11:57 left to go here in the second. It's Gitman, far circle. That puck's worked to the far corner, but not up and out just yet, as Genesis does eventually work it out. Near side, all the way into the offensive zone comes Genesis. Coronati gets a stick in the way. And this will be Genesis skating with the puck behind the net, working it all the way over to the far side of the ice. Genesis comes away. They throw it through the high slot. First to it, though, is Trevor Adamick. Slaps that through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, but without possession. Genesis curls back as Adamick was able to relieve some of the pressure. It's Gitman and Briscoe bodying a man in that far corner, but it'll be Genesis coming away with it in the near corner now as Adamick lays the wood. Not once, but twice. Giving out some free candy out there is Trevor Adamick. It is Genesis looking to come away with it again in the near corner as the players collide there. Briscoe lays the shoulder. Adamick does so again. It's the Stars touching up, but this time there's going to be a penalty call as the players continue just for a moment after the whistle, and the officials finally come on in to separate them. And we'll see if they're going to take one from each or just a Star, as the whistle went when the Stars touched up. Well, 11:01 left to play here in the second half. It's a 6-1 lead for the Genesis Hockey Club. And we'll see who may be going to the box here after a conversation between the officials. As you know, if you're a longtime Midnight Sports viewer or want to criticize any officials at any point, it's a difficult job. And of course, it's very easy to call plays and penalties from up here in the balcony. A little harder to see everything when you're on the ice. That said, it's been a tough game, not just on the scoreboard for the Stars, but for these officials as well. We'll see if they're going to take one from each side. Still a lot of talking going on. It was Gitman and Briscoe who ended up in the box. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skaters on the ice for Genesis right now. And it looks like this might be a 5-on-3 for the Stars. We'll see if a fourth skater comes on the ice for the Stars. Fourth skater does indeed. So a 5-on-4 upcoming. 2 minutes on the board. Might be a 2 and 10. Unclear. As the scorekeeper, desperate to get the officials' attention, they'll circle back over. And ask for an explanation on what the call was. On the ice, 2 Stars in the box. Can only assume it's a 2 and 10. As it's a 5-on-4 out there on the ice. Looks like the scorekeeper is satisfied. We'll be ready to roll here. It's Genesis coming away with the face-off win. Working that puck deeper. O'Day tries to feather it up. Can't get past the near point. And Genesis has it there at the top of the slot. Genesis trying to work that puck through the slot. It's Fauci pulling it out of the air, trying to send it out of the zone. Genesis in the way. Genesis will curl in that far corner and work it up to the blue line. A lot of bodies in front of the cage right now as there's some jousting going on in the blue paint. Fired in. It's a shot block, and then Speaker able to block her that aside. Genesis still with the puck as the Genesis Hockey Club works for the puck behind the net. They shoot just high of the cage, and they'll pick it up near side of the ice, but the Stars able to fire that down for an icing and get a line change out of it with 1:11 left to go in the man advantage. 10-12 left to go in this second half. It's a stoppage in play on the Stars icing. Well, near side of the ice drop. Stars find themselves in a big hole here, trying to work out of it with just 10 minutes left to go in the second half. Still enough time to do it, but first they need to kill off the rest of this penalty. As it's Schaefer batting that up off the glass. This spinning puck's going to come all the way down for an icing. We get the whistle with 9:55 left to go in this second half. 54 seconds left to go on the man advantage. And so it is the far end of the ice drop near circle as the Stars still with 54 more seconds to kill off on this Genesis power play. Genesis has the puck, top of the slot. They'll fire it all the way across, looking for a one-timer. Speaker gets post to post. The shot doesn't come. It's Genesis working that puck off the end boards, trying to send it out front. Instead, it comes up to the near half wall, sent all the way across the blue line as that offside is called. With 9:38 left to go in this second half. Get the clock right for you. And still 37 seconds left to go on the man advantage. This face-off just outside the Stars zone, far side of the ice. Well, it's Genesis working that puck at the logo. They'll gain the line and the offensive zone. Stars have to back off on the kill here. It's Genesis circling near circle. They fire in. Speaker with the save, throws the glove on it. And Genesis gets a couple of sticks in the back for swiping at Speaker's glove there. And we get a second whistle from the official. We'll see if anybody's going to generate any paperwork. Doesn't look like it. Just a run-of-the-mill after the whistle action in the Stars blue paint. 25 seconds left to go on this man advantage. for Genesis. Clean win over toward the near half wall for Genesis. They'll try to rack it past Pizarro. Can't do it on the first attempt, but they're able to do it on the second. And then they take over top of the near circle. Pass back to the point. Does not connect for Genesis. 12 seconds left to go. And they'll work that puck deep into the zone. Entirely unclear why icing was waved there as the Genesis man missed the touch-up. But instead, it's Genesis still coming away with the puck. They're at the offensive end boards. They work it up to the far circle. And it's the Stars back to 5-on-5 hockey, breaking out through Dominic Pizarro. It's Pizarro on the puck. Tight angle, he'll curl with it at that far circle. He shoots in. That puck goes up high, sits in the equipment, and then it's covered as Polyakov takes a shove in the back without reason, but the official able to get in between them, and Sam Polyakov just shrugs it off with a smile. Good for him, as it's an offensive zone draw after the shot on net. 8:46 left to go in this second half. Stars are going to need to score in a hurry if they're going to work themselves back into this one. It's Fauci, far circle, and that puck chipped over to the corner. Upended is Bergman, but he's able to work that puck toward Polyakov, who gives chase. It's Polyakov, who takes a hit but keeps on trucking. Nearly gets the puck back. Instead, Genesis on the breakout at the blue line. They'll cross into the neutral zone. Genesis gains the line, dumps all the way in. Puck racked to the far side. Coronati looks to stand up his man. Genesis first to it at first. Coronati kicks it farther up to the far point. Comes the puck, thrown all the way across. There was O'Day to cut out the threat. He carries it behind his net, works it on the backhand up toward Polyakov. Polyakov chips it farther, and Fauci able to work that puck up and out of the zone. It's Genesis working it across their blue line. They get it back through the neutral zone. They'll chip it farther there. And they pick it up in that far corner. O'Day rubs his man off the puck, and it's Coronati working it around to the near side of the ice. Polyakov will delay, works it to his backhand, skates that up, but not out as Genesis keeps the zone. They dump it in just a bit deeper. They spin it to some open ice. Does the Genesis Hockey Club. Now the far point where they dump it in once more. Genesis killing off this game with offensive zone possession right now as Coronati bodies his man off the puck. Fauci carries it to that far corner. Fauci spins with it, able to duck around a hit, bouncing puck. After he evaded the hit, Fauci was able to work that up and out with a little help from his friends. And so now it is Polyakov on the forecheck as Genesis breaks in once more. Polyakov carries it deeper into the defensive zone to maintain possession, and now streaks across center ice, tries to get the puck deep, rolls off his stick, and here comes Genesis back in the other direction. Genesis toward the slot, and they shoot and score. And so, it's Genesis with a 7-1 lead here with 7:02 left to play in the second. Well, Genesis able to keep the puck in the zone and in the slot, shoot and score in the top corner, and try to put this game on ice. And so the hill just got a little bit higher here for the Stars as that puck shot in. Speaker with the save. And then it's a bouncing puck that's going to come all the way up and out and then sit at the offensive zone circle. It's Briscoe on the forecheck, able to keep the puck in the offensive end. Adamick fires in. That puck is right under the camera, I promise. Bouncing puck, though, comes on up to a Genesis stick, and they will break on out. Genesis all the way into the offensive end. They try to dangle around. They take a hit there. No arm raised on the hit to the Genesis player, and the puck gets iced. And so the officiating perhaps leaves a little bit wanting in both directions as a Genesis man took a hit while down on the ice. And so 6:22 left to go in this game. And it's Genesis taking that face-off win, trying to carry it farther forward. They'll just dump on in. And it's Schaefer and Gitman at the end boards. Stars look to emerge with it. They do, as far as Briscoe carries it to the offensive blue line, and Genesis comes away with it and sends it right back ping-ponging to the Stars blue line. All the way across the puck goes where Genesis picks it up. They'll storm into the offensive end. Genesis there in the slot. They shoot in. Speaker able to kick that out and throw the glove on it. And so just a shot on goal for Genesis with 5:54 left to go in this game. Now, folks, a reminder, 9:30 tomorrow morning, it's the Stars back in action against the Nassau County Lions from Abe Stark. We hope you can join us then as the Stars are home for their last game of 2024. And it's a big one, a state qualifier, as they look to get back in the win column to end the year. Well, the calendar year, I should say. In any event, it's the Stars stalking all the way in. Bologna carries that puck and dumps it deeper into the near corner here. It'll be Genesis looking to emerge with it. Bouncing puck up to Bizarro. Bizarro carries it farther. Then he carries it to the side of the cage. Bizarro on the backhand, spins it out front. Genesis there. And they'll send that puck up to the point. Kept in. And it was Coronati who takes a big hit into the Genesis bench. But the Stars have it all the way across. They shoot, they score. It was Polyakov for Bologna. Polyakov able to come on down and pass that in tight to Bologna, who touched it home. And so the Stars passing connects on that one. And now it's a 7-2 hockey game. Stars win the ensuing faceoff. Bizarro to carry it into the offensive end. Genesis looks to upend him there, and he takes a big hit and pops right back up. Bizarro on the puck, side of the cage. He's going to push his man against the boards to try and get the puck away from him. But it's Genesis coming away with it only so far as Polyakov. Polyakov stops, delays, works it back to Bologna. Return pass to Polyakov. Polyakov skates it around to the corner, and now up to O'Day, who shoots in, and that gets caught in the equipment. And now Bizarro gets separated from the Genesis netminder. He takes an extra shove, and we'll see who's going to go to the box on that one, as the whistle had gone 5 seconds earlier. It'll be Genesis to the box, their first penalty of the game, with 4:31 left to go and a 5-goal lead. Genesis to the box, the Stars to the power play. This will be Bizarro, Bergman, O'Day, Coronati, and Bologna. And it's Bologna, near circle, wins it forward. Genesis emerges with it. They throw it around to the near corner. Trying to set something up are the Stars. O'Day all the way across as the Stars stalk into the slot. One-timer softly on net. It's just going to be gloved by Genesis. And so this will be a far circle drop for the Stars in the offensive zone. O'Day in the slot will await the draw from Bologna. Bologna wins that forward. Bergman pushes his man into the boards there. Chips it all the way up to the point. Settling it is Coronati. He's able to shove it on down. Now Coronati in the slot. Fired in, looking for a redirection in front. It's kicked out by Genesis. And now it'll be Genesis in the other direction. It's a 3-on-1, maybe a 3-on-2 if Bologna gets back. Here comes Genesis toward the side of the cage. It was a long stick there by the Stars, able to prevent any shot on goal. And here come the Stars right back in the other direction. It's Bergman rounding his man toward the side of the cage, tries to get it 5-hole, and instead the puck sits in the blue paint. And now it's the Stars trying to touch it farther here in the near corner. Stars work that puck up to the near side. We'll see what gets called here on the Stars as the arm was raised. It's going to go for a cross check. And we'll see who ends up in the box. Looks like it will be Bergman for cross-checking. And so the 5-on-4 is over. It's going to be a minute and 3 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey as the officials need to get right which circle they're going to drop it in. One official had set up in the Stars offensive zone, despite the fact that the penalty was on the Stars. And so the other official corrected him. And this one's going to go all the way to the far side of the ice. A lot of ice out there with 3:34 left to go in this game. 4-on-4 for the next minute and 3 seconds. and an abbreviated 57-second power play for Genesis, so long as there's no other paperwork coming from all of this. Schaefer, who is able to push that puck out of the defensive zone, where Genesis will take over in their own zone. Genesis on the puck now. They work that puck all the way to the near corner. It's Polyakov on the forecheck. It still is even skating out there right now as Genesis comes away with it to the offensive end. Coming across with Schaefer, and it's Ramos taking a big hit, and now Genesis will go to the box again. Once they touch up, Speaker leaves the ice for an extra skater. Drop pass connects all the way over to Polyakov, who shoots just high over the glove. Genesis will touch up, but this will be 4-on-3 hockey as Ramos didn't like the hit, and Genesis would love to see him go to the box as well. And instead, it looks like it'll just be Genesis to the box on this one. 2:56 left to go. This will be 4-on-3 hockey. Once they get all the paperwork sorted out for 24 seconds, then back to 4-on-4, and eventually 5-on-4 in the Stars' favor for 39 seconds. So it's a roughing call against Genesis. Under 3 minutes left to play, 7-2 hockey game. It feels academic at this point, but stranger things have happened in youth hockey. So keep it right here on Midnight Sports. This will be Gitman, Polyakov, Ramos, and Schaefer. That's a puck that's won out of the zone by the Stars, so back goes Schaefer to retrieve. 20 seconds on the 4-on-3 in the Stars' favor, and then a 4-on-4 upcoming. A lot of ice as the Stars shoot that in off the end boards. Looking for a pass off the end boards were the Stars. Polyakov bodying a man there. And now Genesis emerges with it. 1-on-1 is Genesis. Back is Thomas Schaefer. Toward the slot it comes. Shot goes high over the cage. It'll be Schaefer to pick up. Schaefer works that puck up and out of the zone. Is able to avoid a big hit as Polyakov tries to turn with it. And Genesis comes back the other way. 4-on-4 hockey for 43 seconds. Genesis far side of the offensive zone. They come toward the side of the cage. Genesis just trying to wear out the Stars in the offensive end right now in this 4-on-4 matchup. They shoot in. Speaker able to make the save. He gets across, and the Stars skate this up and out. It's now Genesis on the puck. They'll carry it through the neutral zone, touch it farther there. 21 seconds left to go in 4-on-4 hockey. 1:51 left to go in this game. Genesis turns with the puck. They try to drag it around. Standing his man up was Ramos, the captain, getting his pound of flesh after he took a late hit. That led to the 4-on-3 in the first place. The Stars will ice that puck with 3 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. Then they'll have an abbreviated 38-second power play with 1:37 left to go on the drop. Well, it hasn't been the day the Stars wanted down in Colmar, PA. But you have to give them credit. They are still skating hard out there, fighting for every inch on the ice. Coming away with it is O'Day. On the power play are the Stars, as O'Day avoids a big hit there right in front of the scorer's booth, and now he gets the puck back. O'Day on the puck, shot in. It's a shot blocked by Genesis, and they'll come back in the other direction. Genesis through the neutral zone, short-handed. They try to go around Coronati. They shoot wide of the cage, and picking that puck up is Bizarro. Bizarro into the offensive end. Bizarro there all the way across toward the slot. Just a little too hot to handle, so Genesis back in the other direction. 1:05 left to go in this game. 7 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Stars. Icing waved here as O'Day will body his man in the near corner. It's Genesis with some puck support, trying to get that puck up and out. Bizarro and Bolonic in, and Bolonic had emerged with it for a moment, but Genesis able to rack it off his stick. Bizarro spins with it. He gets washed out of the play. Genesis back in the other direction. That puck ends up offside with 41 seconds left to go in this game. And so one more time enough to wish you all a happy holidays right here on Midnight Sports. We'll see you tomorrow. But if you happen not to tune in or you happen to come to the game, you might not hear the message. All the best to you and yours during this holiday season. It's the Stars carrying that into the offensive zone. Bizarro works it over for Kotcher. He takes a jab in the back. Puck comes off his stick. Genesis away with it with 32 seconds left to go in this game. It's Genesis trying to come forward in the offensive zone, and they do as the Stars push them wide. And it was Kocher pushing that up toward the blue line. O'Day bodies his man there. Kocher all the way back, deep in the defensive zone to curl with the puck. 15 seconds left to go in this game. It's Kocher chipping that forward. Genesis to pick it up in the near corner. That might do it for this one, but it's Kocher reaching for it, and Bolonik on the back check nearly dispossessed his man, but Coronati will skate that puck out of trouble, and there goes the buzzer. We've gone final here at Hatfield Ice in Colmar, PA. It's Genesis 7, the New York Stars 2. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. It's the Stars and the Nassau County Lions. Until then, stay safe.